Let me guess, you've stretched your hip flexors every morning, rolled your glutes with the foam roller, and you have done every single hip mobility drill YouTube could offer. And you're still dealing with the same pinching growing pain and deep buttock ache. Here's the truth. Stretching isn't fixing your hip pain because stretching isn't the problem. You're addressing muscle tightness when the real issue is somewhere else. In the next 12 minutes, you'll understand why stretching provides just a temporary relief, but never lasting results. And you learn what's actually causing that tightness you keep trying to stretch away. And I'll show you the assessment and approach that actually breaks the pain cycle without a single stretch. My name is Marit Korpilahde. I'm a physical therapist who specializes in chronic hip pain, and I have spent over 20 years working with women who've been trapped in the stretch and repeat cycle. I've seen this pattern hundreds of times, and here's what traditional physical therapy gets wrong. I'm going to show you the 5 reasons stretching fails for chronic hip pain and what actually addresses the root cause. Here's the point 1. Tightness isn't the problem, it's the protection mode. Your muscles feel tight because they are bracing to protect for alignment, and they are compensating weakness somewhere else in your body. When your pelvis or hip can't stabilize properly during movement, surrounding muscles compensate by gripping and holding as tight as they can. Let's take, for example, hip flexors. They are often feeling very tight because the backside of your pelvis, including the deep hip rotators, the deep buttock muscles here on the backside, are actually shoving the femur forward in the socket. So in this case, hip flexors are there just to provide support and push the femur back in, which can make them feel tight and tense all the time. Stretching your hip flexor can feel good and release the tension, but it removes the protection your body is trying to create. The moment you move again, your nervous system recreates the tightness because the instability in your femur and your hip joint still exists. So you're fighting your body's protective response instead of addressing why it needs to protect. The other scenario is where your buttock muscles feel tight because some other muscles aren't showing up at all. So these guys are working overtime because their colleagues aren't doing anything. Every week, women come to me saying they stretch for 30 minutes a day and they just feel tighter than they were when they started. And they think they are not stretching enough or they are doing it wrong. The reality is that their body is screaming that stretching is the wrong solution. The tightness returns soon after because the underlying instability forcing the muscles to grip hasn't changed. Imagine a team where 2 employees aren't showing up to work at all. So one employee works double shifts and that employee gets exhausted, and that's your tight hip muscle or hip flexor. The solution really isn't telling the exhausted employee to relax, it's just getting the rest of the team stronger. So right now, think about when your hip feels the tightest. Is it after sitting or after walking, or is it during specific movements? That timing tells you something. Your muscles are responding to positional stress or movement demands that your hip just can't handle. Here's the point number 2. Stretching can create more instability in already unstable hip. The tightness is just a symptom. The poor movement control is the cause. But here's what makes this even more destructive. Every time you stretch, you're actually making the real problem worse here. Hip pain in active women over 45 often comes from joint instability and poor kinetic control. So what this means is that you're not controlling your pelvis or hip while moving or changing positions. So here's the thing. Stretching lengthens muscles that are trying to stabilize. And this temporarily increases range of motion. But in contrast, it decreases your body's ability to control that range. So you end up with more mobility, but less stability. And when your nervous system then panics and creates even more protective tightness, and the stretch pain cycle just gets worse. More flexibility without more control is just more ways to hurt yourself. I worked with women who are super stretching their hamstrings and hip flexors, but then have extreme pain when they walk. They end up having tons of flexibility and plenty of range of motion, but zero ability to control it. The typical scenario is overstretching hamstrings. You might even know about this. So these women can really dump their body over to touch their toes easy, but has minimal control by doing so. In fact, with all the hamstring stretching, they've disarmed their hamstrings, which again are there to stabilize the pelvis. It's almost like a car with loose suspension. The wheels can move in all directions, but there is no control. And then every single bump feels like you're about to launch yourself to a base. Tightening the suspension is what your muscles are trying to do to keep your body stable. And the solution really isn't looser suspension, it's properly functioning suspension that allows movement and control. Here's the thing. After your next stretching session, pay attention how long the relief lasts. Is it 1 hour? Or even 3 hours, or even a day? If it's less than 24 hours, you're treating a symptom. Your body is telling you the tightness isn't the problem, it is the protection. If this is making sense to you and you're realizing stretching has been addressing the wrong problem, I put together a detailed hip assessment guide that shows you exactly how to identify what's really causing your pain. You can find the link in the description below. Also, if this is valuable to you, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming videos that might be helpful to you. Here's the point number 3. Hip pain comes from how you move, not how tight you are. Most hip pain comes from faulty movement patterns like how you walk or how you stand from sitting or how you run or how you even climb stairs. Your body compensates for lack of pelvic mobility or it has instability by altering these just typical movement patterns. These compensations then keep promoting the root issue and also create abnormal stress on the hip structures. And then over time, that leads to tissue irritation and inflammation and even pain. Stretching does absolutely nothing to change these movement patterns. And often these are something that you're not even aware of. And they are not something that shows up just suddenly, even though you might feel like it. They have typically been baked for a longer time as your body has been trying to figure out how to move with less pain and issues. Then when you stretch, you feel better, but then you go move the same way as before and boom, the pain returns immediately. So this is not about flexibility, but about having a faulty movement patterns. I really love watching people walk around and do things. And I can watch someone walk across my office and predict exactly where their hip pain is and what flares it. They might be limping. They might be kind of snapping their knees back with each time they load their leg, or they even have limited roll over their foot when they walk. And these aren't really symptoms of tightness. These are exact symptoms of movement dysfunction and lack of kinetic control. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Does your hip pain change based on specific movements like walking, stairs, or getting out of the car? Do you notice yourself compensating or favoring one side, limping slightly, or even avoiding certain movements? Does the pain feel worse after periods of activity rather than just during stretching? If you answered yes to 2 or 3, you're dealing with movement dysfunction, not a flexibility limitation. So your pain is actually triggered by how you're moving and now not how tight your muscles are. So what actually fixes this if stretching doesn't? So here's the point number 4. You need stability training and movement training, not stretching. Fixing chronic hip pain requires 2 things. It requires pelvic stability and movement pattern correction. Pelvic stability means that training your deep core, glutes, and hamstring to control position during movement. And then the movement retraining means teaching your body correct patterns for walking, hinging, standing, or stairs. This approach addresses the root cause, the instability and faulty patterns creating the pain. Once stability and patterns improve, the protection tightness dissolves on its own, and the tight muscles you are feeling can finally relax because they are no longer needed to work overtime. So stop trying to lengthen muscles. Instead, start teaching them how to stabilize and control your movement. One of my clients came to me after 18 months of daily stretching with no improvement. We spent 0 time stretching. Instead, we did 6 weeks of pelvic stability exercises and movement pattern retraining. So she learned how to control her pelvis while walking so that the correct muscles could work. And she learned how to hinge without hanging off of the hamstrings and back muscles. We taught her proper sit-to-stand mechanics, and we got the muscles that had not been showing up to the party involved, and suddenly her tight hip flexors just disappeared. They didn't do that because we stretched them, but because we corrected the reason why they were tight and overworking all the time. So here's what I want you to stop. So stop spending 20 minutes daily on hip flexor and glute stretches and foam rolling. And stop forcing your hip joint into positions that it just simply can't handle. And really, stop blaming yourself for not being consistent enough with stretching. Here's what actually works. Test whether your pelvis can maintain position during the movement or if it dumps to an anterior tilt. Train your hip stabilizers to control your pelvis when all your weight is on one leg so you can walk with better body mechanics. And learn to hinge, step, and stand without compensation patterns. And then gradually rebuild the capacity for the activities you want to do without triggering flare-ups. But none of this works if you don't start with an assessment that shows you where your specific breakdown is. Here is the point number 5. Start with your pelvic stability assessment so you know what's happening in your body. The reason most approaches fail is they guess and they don't assess. You need to know whether pelvic instability is the primary driver, which stabilizers aren't firing correctly, and what specific movement patterns are compensating. Imagine your car pulling to the right. You can keep adjusting the steering wheel, or you can diagnose the alignment issue and actually fix that. The steering wheel adjustment is just temporary and exhausting. The alignment fix is permanent and it's effortless. In your case, the pelvic stability assessment is your alignment diagnosis. It shows you exactly what's broken so you can fix the actual problem. Here's a simple leg stance test you can do. So stand in front of the mirror so you can see your hips. Lift one knee up and stand on one leg for 30 seconds. And then watch your pelvis. Does one side of your pelvis drop down? Or can you keep your pelvis even when you stand on one leg? And then does your trunk start leaning one side or another just to create more stability for a single leg stance? And do you feel your pelvis sort of spinning over the leg that you're standing on? Do you have to kind of swing your arms around just to maintain the balance? And can you hold steady for the full 30 seconds? And then repeat this one single leg stance to the other side and notice the difference. If your pelvis drops or rotates over the femur and you lose balance, the stabilizing muscles aren't controlling your pelvis position. If one side is significantly worse, that's likely your pain side actually, and that shows that you have asymmetrical instability. And if both sides are unstable, you most likely have bilateral pelvic control deficits, which is fairly common. This is the root of the hip pain. This is not just tight muscles. When your body can't control your pelvis during the movement, it compensates with altered patterns and protective tightness. And once you've identified instability through this test, the solution isn't stretching, guys. It's targeted stability training. I walk through the complete assessment and specific exercises that addresses what you find in my hip assessment guide. You can find the link below in the description. So you already learned your hip pain isn't a flexibility problem. It's a stability and movement control problem. Stretching treats the symptom while ignoring the root cause that's causing the issue. So do the assessment, identify the reason for the tightness that you feel, and address the root cause. That's how active women actually heal their hip pain. I created a detailed resource that shows you the complete hip assessment process and what to do based on what you find. It is linked in the description below. And if you want to understand why certain glute exercise might actually be making your hip worse, watch that video next and you'll see the video on the screen.